Hi, I'm Bear. I just hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I want to talk about it. And I want to speak for a few minutes as well about how I've gotten to here and what this all means. So let's get started on that. I don't want to take too long here either, because I know these videos can tend to go on and ramble for quite some time. So I'm going to try to keep it succinct. I started doing this nearly 5 years ago to the day. January 10th, 2012 was the first video, or the first gaming video I uploaded of Let's Play El Shaddai, Ascension of the Metatron, on the BaerTaffy channel, which unfortunately those videos don't exist anymore. But the BaerTaffy channel was something I was doing with a friend of mine who was running the BaerTaffy.com website. And he brought me on to help do some articles and produce some video content with it. And I ended up making Let's Play videos as a sort of supplementary content for the YouTube channel. And then eventually I turned that into its own thing. That made the BaerTaffy account, which was started in sort of June, July of 2012. I was in the midst of a Fallout New Vegas playthrough at the time, and also working full-time right out of college at a job that I absolutely hated and had no business holding whatsoever. Around that time, actually, was when Spelunky was released on the Xbox Live Arcade. That was July 4th, 2012. I was really excited to play that, and I started a YouTube series with a friend at the time, D-Pad Gamer. We were doing a race to see who could get through the game first. Unbeknownst to us, that would prove to be quite the daunting task, as early on in our Spelunky days, it was not easy at all to even get through the mines, let alone beat the entire game. So we ended up spending quite a while on that, and I ended up spending quite a bit longer playing Spelunky, and still love playing Spelunky, but of course that was kind of a staple of my channel for quite some time, and I started to see some success as a result of that. Spelunky was, or my videos covering Spelunky ended up being some of the top search results on YouTube really early on. So I really benefited from that, and I streamed the game a lot on Twitch. That's actually when I started doing live streams as well, about the beginning of 2013. I was playing that along with Isaac, of course, and a few other indies back in the day, and started to see more success there as well, and it was really encouraging. Of course, I was celebrating milestones back then, like 500 YouTube subscribers and 1,000 YouTube subscribers. I still remember vividly making those videos. I remember playing a game called The Plan, that was just sort of this cool little indie game that was sent to me, and I was like, yeah, this will be a fun thing to play while I talk about getting up to 500. This will be nice. And man, it's like, it doesn't have any significance right now, obviously. It's just it's so fun to remember that so vividly in my mind. After that mild success with Spelunky and with Twitch early on, I started making some friends as well. I started to really make some connections with people that shared my interests, that I really enjoyed the content they were making, and we really hit it off. That, of course, is now, most of them are now what you would consider the NLSS crew, which I consider still some of my best friends to this day, and I am extremely encouraged by the fact that I continue to get to work with them so regularly. And that, luckily, led to me being able to go full-time YouTube and Twitch and other, various venues of revenue in the beginning of 2014. So only 2 years after I had started, I was able to make a living off of it, which I wanna, reel in the expectations a bit there of when you should expect to be able to do this stuff, because that was a very unique situation. I had the benefit of having another job on the side, along with being able to get some freelance work that really helped us to pay our bills, and my wife was working too. So when I say I went full time, it was really a matter of I was able to pay my bills. I was not enjoying the same lifestyle, nor was I enjoying the same level of income that a full-time job provided me at the time, but I was able to do it. And so I sort of took the plunge there, which resulted in, unfortunately, some extra challenges as a result of it, particularly in, I guess, what I could call the post-Spelunky era of my channels, where I didn't have that staple game. I didn't have the thing that people felt that they could come back to me for regularly, and that presented me with some challenges. It was very difficult, near probably like the end of 2014 in particular, not to be able to play something and expect people to come and watch it. I was taking a lot of chances in those days. I was trying new things, trying new games, seeing what would work and seeing what could help me to grow even further, and I was really not finding a lot of successes there, unfortunately. And then luckily I had another turn of events with the release of Darkest Dungeon, which a lot of you probably know me for now. That started early 2015. That was about the time when I was wondering whether or not I was still going to be able to do this anymore for a living. And really, I wasn't banking on Darkest Dungeon to be like, God, please save me. I really hope this game works out. It was just another in a string of attempts that ended up blowing up for me. And that's the point I want to hammer home with that. I didn't even actually expect to do this right now, but I do want to mention that Darkest Dungeon, I had no anticipation of that ever being as successful as it was for me. It was simply another game that I was playing that looked like fun. I played so many games that never turned into anything on my channel, but the one that did, obviously I've stuck with it because A, I love the hell out of it, and B, it's worked out for me, obviously, but man, it really, I never expected that to happen. So just keep trying, more or less, is I guess what the message is there. The early access release was wonderful. I've of course followed the entire game up through its through its life cycle, and I've loved it. It's been so satisfying to continue to play that and enjoy it every day, and still have people watching it and loving the natural inherent stories and the moments of action and drama that game creates are just unrivaled, I think, as far as games that I'm playing at the moment. So it's so fun to continue to do that. And of course, at the beginning of 2015, we also started up Roundtable. That was when myself, Ryan, Northern Lion, Nick, Rockley Smile, and Mathis Games, who doesn't have a first name, all got together to create this podcast, and we're still doing that to this day as well. Nearly 2 years now going of Roundtable. We're up to like episode 73 or something, and it's been absolutely fantastic to see people continue to support that as well. Has been really encouraging. That did lead to another difficult point in my life, however, which was at the end of 2015, one of my best friends took his own life. And there's a short video about that on this channel if you want to go back and watch it. But it wrecked me. It completely shattered me. I've never felt as sad or as despondent as those few months after November brought me down to. But I did find a way out of it. I found, of course, the support of my friends and family. My wife was tremendous through the entire ordeal, but I went to therapy as well, and therapy was tremendously valuable. Therapy brought me out of the hole, I think, and I don't know why I was so afraid to go, and I think there's probably a lot of you out there that may be feeling a fear to go, or to, just sort of a hesitance to really embrace that idea of opening yourself up like that, but it helps a lot, and I recommend it if you ever felt you were in need. But I do want to just note that it is possible to get out of those holes, I guess, just because I feel I have. That the few months where I was struggling to get out of bed now feel like a distant memory, and I just feel so happy about that, and I don't want to say it, but proud of myself, really, for fighting through it and knowing that ultimately it would only be a temporary thing, and that I can continue to be happy regardless of that setback. And ultimately, it proved to be true. And of course, 2016 now has worked out to be one of the best years of my life. I've seen more success in this past year than I ever thought possible. My podcast with my pals is doing great. I'm now working with them even more. I'm doing well, of course, in my own endeavors. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't be creating this video if that weren't the case. And I feel so happy that everything is going so well, and that these channels are able to provide happiness to so many people. That's another one of the big things that I've noted as I've been seeing the Reddit posts and everyone's responses, the tweets and all this stuff. One of the things that really warms my old heart is the fact that there are so many people just happy to see me happy. Genuinely encouraged by the fact that I am smiling. And that's really nice. So here's one. Yeah, see? I'm happy. So thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, this is brief still, right? Okay, this is brief. I gotta wrap it up right now, but I just want to say thank you so much for getting me to 100,000 subscribers. I really look forward to continuing to create content for you. I just nearly spilled a bunch of water. Okay, we're good. Happy 100,000 more. See you next time.